Yeah, I don't like this video. You suck, you stupid. Why didn't you scream more and just make you so passive and everything? And I could do a video 1,000 times more better than yours talk. You talk too much. Don't stand still so much. I'm gonna comment. I'm gonna totally tell you how important I am.
You know that I said that I'll be recording myself with Audacity? I forgot to press the record button.
If you could see my face right now, just frozen in motion, wide open mouth, eyes popping out of my damn skull, like he did not just say that. No, 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 no. He did say that, didn't he? Oh my god, fucking Well, it was a fail, all right. Oh, you, sir, are useless.
Yes, I am.
Forgot to press the record button. One thing you had to do before this all began, and you forgot it. My god. I wasted 3 hours of my life. This is gonna be great. I can already see it. This is gonna be great. Breaking out.
Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, and welcome back to yet another FailPod. Today with me, the one, the only.
Hello, good day and greetings, one and all, ladies and gentlemen. You might hear of me from YouTube itself. It is TheShadowCookie, also known as Mr. TSC. And following that up is complete utter silence because nobody has ever heard of me. Oh, such a shame.
I don't know who that guy is, but he interrupted my FailPod, so he's gonna be here for the rest of this
That's
podcast.
actually quite the interesting story. How the frick did I get here anyway?
Well, you were looking for ice cubes for your rum.
Yeah, that's certainly true. I was like pouring myself a drink, and suddenly I am here. I suppose might as well chat along. What the frick is this supposed to be? A FailPod. Well, that's quite exciting. Yes, indeed it is.
So, my friend, how are you today?
Well, I'm feeling rather great. Thank you for having me, good sir. Thank you for having me indeed. And as you'll notice rather quickly, I love to repeat myself, but that's just unique TSC style, and you will either accept it or perish.
I'll choose Parish. It sounds more exciting.
This has gotten dark rather fast.
Right, so me personally, I know TheShadowCookie from the frozenfoxy's Killing Floor run back then.
Oh, so that's how I met you? I already forgot how I met you in the first place.
You see? I'm a very forgettable person, I guess. Whatever. But no, I mean, I seen your channel here and there. I wasn't really into it at first because I'll say it, not to insult you, my friend. I do like
How
you.
dare you?
But your episodes are sometimes way too long for me. But yeah, there you go. I said it.
You're no friend of mine. This relationship is over.
But but after watching some Let's Plays of yours, I was just like, well, I was too quick on the judgment side, because your Let's Plays are more informative than most. Let's say it like that. That's pretty cool because you don't find many informative Let's Players around.
Thank you a lot for the kind words. See, the thing is, when I began Let's Playing, I kept my episodes really short. Like, at first they were only up to 10 minutes. Then, as I discovered, there was actually a greater limit than just 10 minutes, so I extended my very time limit to 20. I think first 15, then 20. But as time passed me by, my episodes just got longer and longer because I am known as the slow-paced Let's Player. And a slow-paced Let's Player needs plenty of time.
Yeah.
Not that I am saying all of my episodes are long as freaking eternity itself, but sometimes it just allows me to, get more into it, do more things I enjoy, such as standing still, talking a whole lot, not doing a darn thing to progress the game whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
But it can also be good. It can also be good for storytelling and letting people sink into the atmosphere. And quite frankly, at the end of the day, my episodes are only very long at times because I just enjoy to make long episodes.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, me personally, I got stuck a few times in Cry of Fear, and I used your series to get my way through it, like kind of cheating, just to find where the hell is that fuse, or where the hell is that thing, or this thing.
Oh, don't remind me. Please don't remind me of those darn fuses. I swear to God. When
Those
I
two fuses. You know, the funny thing is, I've actually ran past that second fuse a couple of times without even noticing that I need to take that fuse.
really.
Yeah, I went through that door, that other train station. I went through that door a few times, and it didn't, the idea of taking that fuse from that door didn't spring to mind until I saw your Let's Play, and I was just like, wait a minute, I know that door.
So wait a second. Speaking of that, I remember that one of the fuses of Jesus, swallowing my own words. It's delightful. It's a first for this. Hey, it's a fail pod. What do you expect? Um, the first fuse I found was probably within the I think it was supposed to be college or elementary school like place. Probably more like college. You take the fuse and suddenly the lights go off and those
Yeah,
spoilers, and suddenly stuff happens, bad stuff,
yeah,
stuff you want to get away from as fast as possible. And
and make it
the
Slenderman.
and the other fuse, wasn't it within the nightmarish apartment building that you visit for the second time?
No,
No.
you need that fuse, right, to open a door on a train
So
station,
wait,
and
were there three fuses or just
no, no,
two?
no. It's two fuses, I think, but you use one of them twice.
I see, but what was within the apartment then? I already forgot.
There is another fuse there. There's a
Ah.
second there.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
The
my
first fuse
memory is
that
getting rusty.
well, at least you have a memory. That's good. The fuse that you get from the school, basically, you use it twice, as far as I remember. And yeah, that's about it, I think.
So, is today's failpod subject number one cry of fear, or what is this? I mean, I just freaking found my way in here by accident. You need to tell me. You need to give me directions. Somebody give me directions.
Okay, you need to drive straight for a few kilometers, and then you turn right. If you see a wall, do not be frightened. You can run into that wall.
Uh,
Everything will be fine.
and to that, I'd say another drink.
Yes. I'll agree, and I'll have my own.
Yes, as people might not be aware of yet, in preparation for this delightful event that I didn't even know was gonna happen, I poured myself a rather equally delightful drink. And what can I say? It sure is a drink that you can drink, because it's drinkable.
That sounds so moist.
Comedy!
What? I have no freaking
Oh,
clue what I'm talking right
seriously?
now.
Oh, that
Wow,
was bad. That was bad.
that was so bad. But
It was such a bad joke. Oh, why am I here? This is the kind of standard I can expect from your fail pods, good sir. Really?
yes, sorry, but
I
yes,
spent $1 million to get in here,
a whole million.
and this is what I get: bad jokes, bad puns left and right.
It's a FailPod. What do you expect?
I said that already.
It's
Fail
not like
pod, what do you
Saturday's
expect?
night evening of awesomeness comedies and shows.
This is a fail pod. What do you expect, people?
Yeah,
Everybody listening, anybody watching, this is what you're gonna get. You freaking came in here,
yeah.
you're gonna listen, you're gonna stay and watch. Yeah, we should get on with it.
You should actually watch it because there's a freaking awesome picture playing through the whole FailPod, and the picture is actually hypnotic. And if you look deep into the fail sign long enough, you'll start seeing stuff, basically. Like I'm looking at it right
Yes.
now,
I am
and
looking at it and I can't see shit, Captain.
well, of course, because it's not a boat. There is no captain on that boat.
But I'm supposed to see a bird, correct?
Bird, yes, a bird. A flying
Uh,
bird.
but yeah.
Don't you see it? It's right to the left of that thingy. On the right. Right.
Oh, this is so incredibly awkward.
Right. So I'll do some questions, I
You
guess.
know,
Whatever.
certain people have setups. They have a little topics prepared that they are going to talk about, but we,
Oh yeah, yeah. I have a topic or two.
it's like I'm dying out here, man. Come on, I'm your guest. Give me something to do. This is
Okay. Well, there we go. A question to you, my friend.
certainly.
When and how and why did you start Let's Playing?
Well, that is certainly an interesting topic, and quite frankly, I don't think anybody ever asked me that question, so I don't at all know how to respond, but I shall try my very best. When did I start Let's Playing? Well, just head to my channel and check out the very first episode ever to see the freaking date.
Second, 1 second. And now, story time with the Shadow Cookie. Go on.
Are you insulting my slow pace right now?
No, 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 no,
So if you
no.
are, I am
Your
going to
voice is freaking
strangle you.
awesome for storytelling.
I
So
am going to
this,
strangle you in your sleep if you insult me.
well, to that I say, take a number and get in line.
So many people want to kill you, apparently.
Strangle me in my sleep,
No,
not kill me.
only strangle. I wonder what other methods of death are available and that you need to stand in line for. But anyway, we are digressing completely. How did Mr. TSC begin his humble Let's Playing career? Well, it all started very, very long ago, during an age where I was still operating with a stone-based computer. No, back then we did not yet have electronics, we did not yet have electricity or anything like that, not only of that fancy stuff, any of that fancy stuff I should say, because I just completely screwed up my words. No, back then we were still using, I'm just gonna cut the bullshit here. I started Let's Playing, I don't freaking know when, like, currently checking my very videos, and it appears that my very first
Awesome.
video ever, you're interrupting me!
Freaking awesome.
It appears that my very first video ever was uploaded on the 12th of April 2010, so that is when I began my career. Ooh.
2.5
So,
years.
yes, thank you for backing me up on that, because I totally didn't know how much time had passed already. But yes, that is when I began. But why did I begin? Well, simple. Up until then, I had been watching certain other channels on YouTube. One of them happened to be Cloud8745. Nowadays, a rather infamous YouTuber, because he had a huge following. He was probably one of the first big YouTubers ever, or biggest YouTubers ever. He also had incredible sarcasm going on all the time, which is why plenty of people hated him. He went through some very rough times. Sometimes he was bullshitting people, was kind of abusing them in a way. Sometimes he was being sympathetic. He was all over the place. He had plenty of downfalls, plenty of rises, if you can say it like that, back to fame and glory. But ultimately, nowadays, he is nothing more than an ordinary Let's Player who still does what he enjoys. But enough about him. He was basically one of my inspirations. I was watching him a whole lot and thought to myself, recording video games for the masses? Because that is always something I enjoy to do. Just sitting down in front of like a console, playing stuff for other people. It is something I enjoyed. The only problem with it was the people I normally played stuff for, they weren't exactly fans of slow pace and somebody just standing still and talking a whole lot. So I saw this as an opportunity. These are my videos for random people all over the internet. I can just do whatever the frick I want. And that is what I decided to do. Another big inspiration was my fiance, basically. She was, in all honesty, the very reason why I uploaded my first video ever to begin with, because I just wanted to amuse her a little. But lo and behold, slowly but surely, certain people started to follow me, despite the incredibly crappy quality of my early episodes. What the frick kind of pronunciation was that? But that is how it all got started, basically. I just had inspiration from other people, YouTubers such as Cloud8745 and another humble fella known as Kikoskia, a Let's Player from Great Britain, rather famous fellow, and he still is still awesome, blah. And so,
Wow.
thanks for the delightful addition to my story, I appreciate it.
Welcome.
And so I simply continued doing what I am still doing today. Slowly and surely got better over the course of time, and I think I already forgot most of the questions you asked me at the beginning, and I'm just now freaking continuing to speak all over the place without knowing where the frick to go with it at all. So please, could you save me here? I am running out of breath. Good sir, help me!
Oh, sorry. I was busy doing stuff. Never
Oh
mind.
yeah, already like freaking. No, wait, you were saying what? Could you repeat that?
What? I'm sorry. Do I know you, good sir?
I don't think so. Oh my
You
god!
said, yeah,
Oh my god!
yeah.
Don't pay attention to me. This drink is just delicious.
Oh, right, right. Okay. That's awesome. I was taking a sip as well while you were talking, so I
I am
guess it's only fair.
expecting. I am expecting that your previous fail parts worked out a lot more professionally than this.
Professionally?
I
What is
mean,
that word?
I don't know how it went with Frozen Foxy, but I think you both of you were probably talking less gibberish than we are currently.
You know, when you open the dictionary for the word professional work, it says in the description not a fail pod. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I only now noticed.
with my picture waving.
I only now noticed that you have turned on your webcam for this lovely video thingamajiggy.
It's for the beard.
I wasn't even. Yeah, of course, the beard. A man is not a man without a beard.
Yes. You know what? My beard is so awesome. It has a beard. So yeah,
Right.
beat that.
It's like what's it called? It's like a paradox, only not
Yeah,
maybe.
beardception.
A
A
beard,
beard within a
beard
beard
set.
within a beard.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
So I am pretty sure I danced around the answers a whole lot and probably didn't answer as efficiently as I could have. But
No,
Leah,
no. It was a lovely story time, and I had a lovely cup of tea while
I
you were
could
talking.
probably tell the story in a much more professional way if I was prepared a little bit more, which I am not, so what the hell?
That's awesome. That's awesome. This is what the whole show is all about. I never prepared anything, and I don't have anything written down except for I know who I'm talking with, and that's it. I don't need to know more than that, I think. But I wanted to ask you, since it's 2013 now, you know, it's the first month, it's January, 16th of January right now, I think. Yes, it is. I'm looking at the clock on my thingy. Never mind. And 2012 was a freaking awesome year. It had some bad games, it had some awesome games, and it had your top 10 list. So,
Wait.
what? What?
A top 10 list.
That's what I heard.
Uh,
I mean, that's
I made a top 10 list. Not that I can remember, so this is actually getting even more awkward now. I
that
never
was the rumor actually
I never
that you
made
had like
and
what?
I never made a top 10 games list. I only made a like summarization of 2012,
Yeah,
but it
yeah.
had nothing to do with my top 10 games.
Well, now it's your opportunity to share the top 10 games.
Oh, Jesus. Well, it depends really on the perspective you choose to follow. I mean, you could either say top 10 games of the games you yourself played, or you could say top 10 of games released in 2012 in general. And the problem is, even though I followed it all, I don't have like all the games within my mind off the top of my head. Because what
No, the top 10 games that you enjoyed playing in 2012.
I highly doubt there'd even be as many as that. Because quite
What?
frankly, I don't even remember all the games I played in 2012.
What?
Yeah, this
Well, let's look at it like this. Have
little.
you played Torchlight 2?
Oh yes, I certainly have. And
What do
so
you think about
and
that?
so I have thousands of other games that I can't remember. So this is the problem. You could probably ask me, did you enjoy this? Did you enjoy this? Did you enjoy this? Did you enjoy this? Oh, what about this? Oh, this as well, and this and this and this and this and this. Shut up!
You enjoyed that though.
I enjoyed shutting up. No, I don't enjoy
Oh,
that
right.
because I enjoy talking a lot, so I don't want to shut up. No, I really don't.
No.
Oh, you mean the
No.
game
Okay.
shutting up? I never played.
Yeah.
I never played that game. I hear that's supposed to be garbage though.
Well, it does shut up at the end, so the game that is.
Yeah, it
Oh,
does.
hello,
It certainly
Sav.
does.
How you doing, mate?
Oh, good day. We've got a guest, a humble guest indeed. Sir, I am not gonna pronounce the name because I feel afraid I'd pronounce it wrong.
Savasp.
Savasp. Good day, Savasp, Sir Savasp, or probably not Lady Savasp, but Sir Savasp.
It's a Sir Savasp.
Right.
Yeah. It's another YouTuber as well.
Welcome to
Sack.
welcome to the FailPod, whatever sack is supposed to mean.
Sack of balls, I guess.
Well, that's delightful. That's really delightful. Oh yeah, by the way, this is probably a FailPod. People under the age of 18 should not watch. A late warning, but yeah, here you go.
Yeah. I'll make sure that I'll put that warning 5 seconds before the podcast ends.
And to that, another drink. Honoring strong language.
Indeed.
That's lovely. Trying to act cool. That's how I tried to act cool when I was still in elementary school. No offense. No offense. It just amuses me.
What fence?
Wait, fence? What?
You said no fence, no fence.
Oh, no offense, like as in no insult intended. Like I'm saying something that may sound like an insult, but I'm not trying to insult anybody.
Right,
No offense.
Whatever. Have you tried Hitman yet?
You mean
Just
Absolution or just the series in general?
No, I know that you played the series in general.
Oh,
but,
blessed be your
Absolution.
memory. Well, in terms of absolution, what the frick? Absolution.
I'm not drunk, I'm just tipsy.
So about Hitman Absolution, it's a game where you run around drinking vodka, right? It's a great
Yeah,
game.
you just like shoot the freaking dealer that, it didn't give you enough ice and stuff.
Absolution is the game where you like take the rocket launcher and shoot vodka bottles at presidents, right? Speaking of drinks, here's another one.
Have you tried ever to hunt a fly with a bazooka?
I've heard of people who can do it, but I haven't tried it myself.
Okay.
Yeah, that.
If you ever tried, don't try it at home. Just.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, really? You think? Because I thought firing away an explosive device within a small chamber would be a good idea.
Well, it depends where the fly sits, basically.
This doesn't make any sense. I'm dying out here. Anyway, what were we talking about?
Welcome to my brain.
This is how often have I said this already? This is a FailPod, right?
But
Absolution.
Yeah.
All right, indeed. What have I played of it so far? Well, I've played the first mission.
That's it.
I went to the King of Chinatown or whatever, the second one, and there I stopped because I like walked about in circles for ages, and I was like, I don't know what to do, so I just shut it off, and was like gonna try this again in the future.
Are you playing with the ice cubes right now?
No, I'm playing with bottle caps.
Bottle caps, right? I thought that I hear like a Fallout 3.
So. Up to now, I can definitely say that I feel terribly embarrassed because I am like not on my A game at all. This FailPod so far, I feel like I could have talked so much more professionally, but no, instead I'm just like, talking about this and stuttering gibberish. What else? I know, it's a FailPod, but still, I wish I could do better than this.
Yeah, well, guess what? In this FailPod scoring, you get an F, like everyone else on this FailPod.
Yay. Indeed, it is called FailPod for a reason. The problem is I am not used to fail, but in my humble Let's Play videos, and by the way, because I know that this is going to be uploaded to YouTube later, people will not know what I am talking about when I say, yes, it is called a FailPod. I am pretty much responding to a person within the chat. Yes, it is called a FailPod. But the thing is, within my humble videos, I am used to being a perfectionist. Whenever something doesn't go my way, I'm just like, nope, scrap the recording, do it again. So
And load.
now that I am here, screwing up my sentences beyond belief, it's like, this is not true TSC style, goddammit. I mean, within my videos alone, I always complain about how I screw up my sentences, and I apologize for it all the freaking time.
Really?
So here I am doing it like, yeah, I do. I'm like always, I am so sorry for screwing up my sentences. If I just screw up one sentence, If I just stutter one time, I'm immediately like, well, this video is garbage.
Absolution.
Absolution, damn it, re-record.
Really? Wow.
I'm just
I just go with the flow, so to speak.
I'm
I mean,
I'm
if
obsessive compulsive. If there's one thing that annoys me, I'm just like, nope, nope.
I don't know, in my opinion, my audience, at least I hope my audience enjoy my weird mishaps and whatever. Like if I'll say hello guys and welcome back. There you go, fail already. Hello guys and welcome back to yet another episode of Hitman Absolution, and I'll just like wait, Absolution, and laugh about it and just keep on going.
Yeah, when I do that, I'm just like, nope, stop recording, do it again.
Oh well.
I'm just like that. I wasn't like that at all in the beginning of my career, so to speak. But nowadays, my standards have risen so much that I'm just like, no, you can't do this with too many errors. If it's like halfway into the video, I'm just go right, screw it. But if it's at the very beginning, I'm like, nope, do it again.
Well, my standards are standing at a point that if I'll watch my own video and I'll say either or think, usually I want to say it really loud even if I'm all alone, and I'll just be like, "Wow, you're an idiot." If I'll say that, that's a green light to upload a video. So yeah, basically. That's my standards for a green light for uploading a video.
Well, I'm kind of sad because my delightful rum is almost halfway gone.
What? But we haven't even started yet. All you
What?
did is talking about freaking Azurian Wrath and
Azura's
Shadow
Wrath,
of
you
Colossus.
jerk. And you mentioned Colossus, you bloody goat.
And some absolutions with gargoyle bosses on roofs, whatever.
I don't even know what's going on.
Okay. Can you buy a silencer for your weapon with those bottle caps, by the way?
In Fallout, probably.
Are there silencers in Fallout?
I
know that there's the 9mm silence pistol, but that's about it.
The thing is, nobody plays Fallout without mods. Except you.
I did. I did.
But mods...
I did! What? That's freaking awesome!
Mods are... Like, I remember playing Fallout 3 with one specific mod that added like 100 new weapons.
Okay.
And just there's so much stuff. Mods that add places, that change the graphics, that add new stuff, new balancing, new weapons, new armor, new dialogue, new everything. Bethesda, those bloody bastards, whenever a new game of them comes out, no matter what, it doesn't even matter if I play it or not, Fallout, Skyrim, whatever, there's always a huge community that makes so many mods you don't know which way to look, and it's often what turns me off to play certain games they release, because I'm like, I need mods, but there are so many of them. Oh god, when I'm done installing all the mods, the next game will already be out.
That's why I play without.
Yeah, that's stupid. You should be ashamed of yourself. Ashamed of yourself.
Really?
Be ashamed
well, here's
of
a question.
yourself.
Here's a question, Cookie. How many times have you played and completed Fallout 3?
Probably only once, because I tend to play RPGs only one time because they are so huge. I little to never have time to play RPGs anymore. They just take too long.
Well, without mods, without anything, I think I completed the game about 3-4 times, so...
I have played it several times, also from scratch, but I only ever finished it once.
No, I mean, finished it 3-4 times. I'm not even talking about...
I only finished it once.
How about Torchlight 1? I don't know about the mod scene in Torchlight 2 yet, but in Torchlight 1 you had freaking awesome mods.
Yeah, indeed. I used a lot of mods for Torchlight 1, like overalls for the skill trees. And this is again something that most people wouldn't like, but I mainly used mods that made the game more difficult. Like, for example, you could not buy health potions. They would only drop from specific monsters or other chests. And it was tough. The final boss, I think beating the final boss of Torchlight 1 on hardest difficulty with the mods that make the game even more difficult took me about at least half an hour. And I died about 20 times.
Okay.
Because the boss has just such a huge amount of health, and the battle itself is bullshit. It's just, fuck this. God.
Well, that's what you wanted to get. That's what you get. But what do you...
Well, I did it. I did it eventually, and I was like, yes, I did it. Woo.
Well, here's the weird thing: as an RPG, a big RPG fan, I never completed Diablo 2
I completed Diablo 2. I completed it once.
without cheating. I never completed it.
I beat it on vanilla difficulty once because I tried it several times, but I would always fail at the final chapter of the expansion, like Mount Arreat, because it's just so
No, I
difficult.
mean I never actually killed Diablo.
Oh, I think I killed him. Well, I killed him several times, but only because when you beat him once, you can farm him. But from start to scratch, when you need to defeat him as a quest, I beat him 2 times, and the first time was a bloody nightmare. I spent like an hour trying to kill him, and oh my god, that bloody red lightning attack is such a nightmare.
I spent days and I didn't kill him, and I just gave up.
I actually finished Diablo 2 just when Diablo 3 was about to come out because I was so excited. Then I played Diablo 3 and accepted the delightful error 47. The game is pretty much a huge pile of steaming shit. Because the story is so much fail. The story is like an 8-year-old. No, that's an insult. The story is like a baby wrote it. It's so full
Baby, you're old.
of holes.
So how old are you, baby?
I didn't
years
say
old?
that. I mean, it's like a baby wrote it.
Yeah.
It's just the story is so full of holes. The first chapter alone, so much stupid shit happens, and without that shit, the rest of the game wouldn't happen. But everyone acts incompetent. Freaking the lesser evils, such as Belial and Asmodean, act incompetent. Their servants, especially Magda, oh god, without that stupid freaking bint, none of the events of the game would have occurred. And
By the way, I have no clue what you're talking about. I've never played Diablo.
it's good because the game is, oh my god, you can have fun hack and slashing your way through it. It looks nice and all, but ultimately it's just boring. And the story,
Well, for me it was like, sorry to interrupt, but for me it was like Diablo 2 guys made Torchlight 1. They're working on Torchlight 2. It didn't come out yet before, I heard about Diablo 3. No, I haven't played Diablo 3 now. And I'm replying to the chat.
I know it.
And
I'm
yeah.
looking at it too.
No, I'm just saying to the podcast.
Yeah.
And so the guys that work at Blizzard North, most of them are working in Runic games,
Yep.
and they made Torchlight 1, which was freaking amazing. I really enjoyed it.
Indeed.
It's definitely one of my most favorite RPGs. And then they started working on Torchlight 2, and they also made Hellgate London, which most people didn't like, but I really enjoyed that game.
I didn't.
It was
I
really,
didn't like it because it felt boring to me, but I liked the premise.
yeah, it was kind of repeating itself a lot, but then again, there is no RPG that doesn't repeat himself.
The
So,
problem with it was
you know,
mainly that it was a first-person shooter, and within first-person shooters, uh, like they're just different from bird's view strategy games or hack and slash games. Within a first-person shooter, you see stuff a little bit more. It's like you feel like you're in the game when you play say a strategy game or a hack and slash. You don't particularly care too much about whether certain things look the same or not, but as a first person shooter you immediately go, oh, I've seen this before,
yeah,
and that
yeah, I
kind
know
of
what you mean.
ruined it. But yeah.
That's why for example, when I play an RPG myself, I enjoy a good story in an RPG, a good storyline in an RPG.
Obviously.
You know, and not just the main story. I enjoy a good series of side quests. And this is why I always say that, in my opinion, Fallout 3 is way better than New Vegas when it comes to RPG element. New Vegas obviously looked like better and operated better as a game, but when it comes to RPG, Fallout 3 is better, and that's why I always say that Oblivion is better than Skyrim, because the story in Oblivion and the side quests in Oblivion were just freaking awesome, and
Ultimately,
Skyrim is just big museum.
Ultimately,
so.
I can't say too much of it because I am not a huge Bethesda fan.
Okay.
I mean, I know a lot about it, but I don't play the games a whole lot. My favorite RPG of all time is still to this day a humble little title known as Skies of Arcadia.
Okay.
It's a game that was first released on the Dreamcast, but I didn't play it there. I played it later when it was re-released with new features and overhauled graphics and such for the GameCube. And it's still, to this day, it's the first RPG I ever played in my life. And it's still my favorite one to this day. Like, I've never seen anything like it again.
Well, in that case, I'll bring some old memories myself. My most ever favorite RPG ever made. There are actually two of them. One is a very old one, and one is not so old. Uh, One of them, the first one that I played out of the two, is Fallout 2,
Mm-hmm.
which is it was just so good, so amazing, and even though Diablo 2 is still count to be like top RPG of all times, whatever.
It's not really
I
an RPG, it's more a hack and slash RPG.
Yeah, an action RPG, but I mean Fallout 2 gave me so much freedom, so much choice, so many side
Isn't
quests
that the game where you
that
like tried to tell me that you like snuck into that one base just to get one weapon?
oh yeah, the power
It's
armor,
like
the best
just trying to
arms.
get in there, and it was so easy to get killed, but you tried it anyway.
Yeah, it if you're unlucky, it might take you a few hours to get to that base because it's like you're going from level 1, 2 or whatever to an area of level 20 something. So and one level above you is it makes tons of difference. Like your chances of hitting are reduced because it's all mathematics basically, and
Mm.
some it's also based a little bit on a roll of a dice basically, how much chance you have to hit that guy critically or whatever. It's like XCOM. It's turn based, but it gives you so much freedom, and you are free to do whatever you want. There is a time limit according to your main storyline that you need to rescue your village basically.
Wasn't that in Fallout 1?
You needed to bring a water chip in Fallout
Ah,
1,
alright.
and in Fallout 2 you need to bring the GEC, the suit, not the suit, the suitcase, the Garden of Eden creation kit.
Mm-hmm.
But coming up to my second most favorite RPG of all times, and that I'm not sure which takes the first place. They're ranking pretty high, both of them. But it's Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines.
Let me guess. Oh, wait, not actually let me guess, but just out of curiosity, did you discover that game on your own or through Frozen Foxy?
I discovered it by myself. I didn't know Frozen Foxy back then.
Oh. One thing I'd like to know is, on a different note, are there any games you are currently looking forward to?
Well, in the near future,
Yep.
uh, Dragon Age 3, if it's going to be good, will definitely, be a pleasant surprise, I guess.
Anything else?
Anything else? I'll tell you one game that I'm not looking forward to. I will place the name in quotation. Splinter Cell
Oh,
in
of course.
quotation.
I know why. No need to.
It's not a freaking Splinter
I
Cell.
know, I know. They, the thing is, I could have accepted the game if it.
As a spin-off.
No, 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 not that. I could have accepted the game if it still had the original voice actor of Sam Fisher. I just can't live with the. I
Really?
can't live with the fact that it's no longer the same guy. Suddenly hearing another.
Well, you know why he didn't want to voice act it?
Because he is no longer like the youngest of people. He can't do all the freaking motion capturing and everything.
No, no, no. They actually asked him to do voice acting for it. And he said clearly, I'm only voice acting Sam Fisher. This is not Sam
Oh,
Fisher.
did he? I didn't see that kind of interview before. I only saw him say stuff like, it is time to move on.
Yeah, they say it's time to move on in a nice way, but what happened behind the scenes was just like, this is not Sam Fisher, so I'm not gonna do it. Because Sam Fisher is a cool, calculative guy that knows what he's doing, knows, all his situations, and he knows how to uh, infiltrate an area and get out of there, in a quiet, stealthy way.
Definitely.
And this is not it.
I do miss the good old times. I remember when I first read about Splinter Cell 1 and got it on the GameCube, and I played that game so much, and it fascinated me so very, very much. Hell, I freaking years later bought the original Splinter Cell collection, 1 to 3, on PC and played through all the games again. The original 3. Nice.
Do you see
Yes,
this?
I do. The original 3 games, maybe 2, not as much, but I still like it enough. The original 3 games are amazing. They are what Splinter Cell is all about. Sneaking through the darkness, people not being aware of that you're there, infiltrating silently. That is amazing. Double Agent was certainly not the finest piece of the pie. I still played through it, but I didn't nearly enjoy it as much.
I couldn't touch it myself.
And
I just like Day Mission. No.
And Conviction, the thing I enjoyed Conviction was because it was still the same voice actor and he was fighting for a cause. Like, he wanted to save his daughter. And it still made you connect with him. You could understand why Sam was so mad, why he was suddenly going out all Rambo while still keeping himself a little in the shadows. But the gameplay we've seen so far of Blacklist, it's like it's first of all, daytime. I won't deny that spies can operate during the day, but it is not what Splinter Cell was originally about. And
allow me to quote Sam Fisher.
Oh, sure.
In one of his games,
Sure.
I'm not sure if I'll quote it word to word, but in one of his games, he said, "Operating in the light is suicidal."
Oh, wait, actually, Lambert was the first one to say something like that. There's a funny video on YouTube. It's like the scene from the tutorial of the original Splinter Cell where Lambert, doing the tutorial, he goes like, he talks about the light meter. And he goes like, if the meter is all the way there, you're a shadow. If it's all the way on the other side, you're as bright as a Christmas tree. Stay in the shadows. And then it shows the clip from Blacklist where he's like in the middle of the day, like, bum, 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 bum. It's amazing and so sad.
You know what? There was one mission, one of the levels that the guys that were guarding, that there were like a spotting guy. He was like on the second floor of the building or something, and he had night vision, right? And they had a huge light that actually searching the ground level,
Yep.
And Lambert said, walk in the light, right?
Yes, I remember.
And Sam was just like,
are you
what?
Are you crazy? What?
Yeah. that and I was just like, and when I heard that, I was just like, yeah, what the hell,
I remember that scene was good, actually. I don't know if it would work like that in real life, but I liked it because back then in the original Splinter Cell games, you were always like, oh my god, there's light over there, get away from the light, stay in the shadows, and suddenly they're like, get in the light. What? But now in Blacklist, you're supposed to be in the light. What?
Yeah, it's more like cover to cover stealth action based. It's more like
it's like a It reminds me actually of a combination of Metal Gear Solid and Advanced Warfighter, Ghost Recon.
Yeah.
It's just not Splinter Cell.
Exactly. And I've said it on one of my previous podcasts as well. I said, if you would make, you probably played, like you said, all the Splinter Cells, but
I did play all of them.
Yeah, and in my opinion, Chaos Theory was by far the best stealth game I've ever played. Okay,
and it is
people
good. It is good.
When people will tell me THIS is better in stealth, whatever, I don't know. In my opinion, Chaos Theory is by far the best stealth game I've ever played. If you really play it stealthily,
you can't exactly compare Thief and Splinter Cell, though.
Yeah, I know, because it's more technological. You have all those the goggles and lasers and all those mini gadgets that you can avoid
you're freaking monsters and zombies in Thief.
Yeah, but I mean, compare stealth mechanics. That's what I mean, not like the games themselves.
Yeah.
But and freaking hell, I lost my thought now. What I was talking about? Oh yeah, chaos theory. We were talking about that, and oh yeah, the what I wanted to say is if they would make like Splinter Cell Chaos Theory 2 in quotation, of course, it's not the name that they would use, but they would make a game that uh, act the same, so to speak, and they would call it Splinter Cell, which would be freaking awesome, right?
Splinter
And all the
Cell
fans,
Blacklist, a good addition.
yeah, or something, the Stealth Edition, and
But
and make a
but that's
spin-off.
DLC. That's DLC.
Oh, that's the DLC, right? I mean, the Blacklist, they could make a spin-off, right? Because they're saying in Blacklist in that trailer what they showed and revealed that they're shutting off third echelon, right?
And now we got
And
fourth
their
echelon.
fourth echelon, yeah, that will be a force action, kind of body that operates in that field, whatever. And they could just make a spin-off that's called Fourth Echelon without involving Sam Fisher. Because one, Sam Fisher is a stealthy guy, and two, if I correct me if I'm wrong, but in Conviction he said that is done.
Yep.
So what the hell is he doing back in the middle of the fight, in the middle of a hostile area, spraying all over with an AK?
The
It
problem
doesn't make
The
sense.
problem is that people identify with Sam Fisher. When they buy Splinter Cell, they are expecting to see Sam Fisher, right? So a spin-off without Sam Fisher just wouldn't sell as well
Why not?
because it wouldn't have Sam Fisher.
Well, in Conviction, I played most of my Conviction playing time went for co-op or not even storyline because the storyline is you can complete it in I don't know 10 hours, 20
I
hours.
never played the co-op because I never play co-op.
No, I mean the co-op is really good, and even the deniable ops. If you play the deniable ops, they're freaking
I
good. They're
didn't.
really good. The storyline is obviously awesome because it's Sam Fisher and it's Splinter Cell and whatnot, but the co-op and all the stuff around it is really good, and I really enjoyed it, even though Sam wasn't there. Yes, Sam is the main role of the Splinter Cell, but Sam is old. Come on, I mean he's really old in Conviction. He's barely moving, right? I mean compared to what he used to be.
Well, that's
That's
the
all.
problem, though. People still identify with him because they grew up with him. It's just like making an Indiana Jones movie and not having Indiana Jones. People want to be like Indiana Jones. They don't want to be like some random newcomer.
No, no, no. That's not the same. That's if they would call the game not Splinter Cell, Sam Fisher, right? Like they have in Max Payne, like Max Payne 1, Max Payne 2, Max Payne 3. You expect to see Max Payne because that's the freaking name of the game, right?
Yep.
But when it comes to Splinter Cell is just a name of an operative.
That may be true, yes, that may be true, but we've always seen Sam Fisher. People have grown way too used to him. He was the main character you played as in each game. Suddenly making it different will scare away customers.
So he quits. So give him a break. He found his daughter. Let him have some fun with his family. Whatever.
Well, you can't just quit. The world is full of terrorism, right?
Yeah, but I mean, they're not just like, oh, look at that. Like, just imagine 10 years from now, 15 years from now, Splinter Cell on a freaking wheelchair chasing terrorists, right? with a freaking goggle set or whatever. I don't know. Just
Oh god.
come
I
on.
can totally imagine that, like sneaking around in the shadows with a wheelchair, and it's like
With a
you have a
wheelchair.
new meter. You can't roll around too fast, so it will squeak too much. Like,
Yeah, I mean, that's what. Can you imagine like going really slow with an analog stick, like the I
what was
think I
that?
heard something.
Oh
Yeah,
god, why?
so like and Lambert. Lambert is dead, but never mind that. The new operative, Grimm's daughter, will tell him, "Sam, I told you to oil up your wheels, whatever."
Yeah, that's also a mechanic. You need to like oil it regularly, or it'll squeak too much.
See,
You can upgrade your wheelchair.
see, even that is a freaking better stealth mechanic than freaking Blacklist. Come on.
You can implement silencers into your wheelchair wheels.
Yeah.
A jetpack. Oh god,
or
we're humiliating him.
with freaking cane or whatever, and it's like, or I don't know, he has like those removable teeth in a freaking glass, or I don't know, whatever. Come on, Sam Fisher is old. Give him a break,
We
you
are
know?
so humiliating Sam, it's not even funny. Oh, the poor guy. Is he, he'll go down the same road as freaking Solid Snake, eventually just an old man.
You cannot beat time. That's the only enemy that you cannot beat. You'll never be able to beat. Time is invincible, basically.
It's like you need to finish Splinter Cell or whatever in a specific amount of time or else Sam will die of a heart attack.
Yeah, or something. I don't know. Maybe they'll in few years' time they'll make a Splinter Cell back in action. Yeah, that will be the title, and you'll discover that they invented the time machine, and you can go back and you can play a Splinter Cell and,
It'll
as
be
your
like
younger.
if he's too old, if he's too old already, like, and he has only one more day to live, it's gonna be called Splinter Cell. I don't know, Splinter Cell 6, Cancer Tomorrow.
Yeah. Will be there tomorrow? You know, a
Yeah.
question mark.
Leukemia theory.
Will I survive?
And I'm not trying to make fun of that, right? Just to keep it real. I'm just saying it in
Yeah.
context of Splinter Cell. It's leukemia and cancer, no humorous stories whatsoever. But in relation to the game, it's like freaking they are going down that path.
Yes, they
And
are.
he is freaking younger again. That's also what annoys me. Just because it's the motion capturing bullshit and all Sam Fisher is suddenly like 10 years younger or whatever.
Yeah, it's a come on. I mean, you can look at him in Conviction, right? In Conviction, he already looks freaking old. You can see white hair on his head. Okay, come on. And, I mean, you know what? According to the book that I showed you just now, according to the book, he's older than Lambert.
Wow.
And this is the freaking original storyline. This is the what the game is based on. If he's older than Lambert, how can he be like, oh, look at me, I'm freaking Rambo owning it? Come
Two
on.
things that immediately worried me about the first trailer they showed, right? Was when Sam Fisher first appears, like he reveals his face, like I'm like, oh cool, it's some kind of young agent. Alright, where's Sam Fisher? And then suddenly they're like, oh hey, this is Sam. I'm like, wait, what? And
Yeah.
but then I was still like, okay, whatever. And then he talks, and I'm like, wait,
This is not Sam.
this is not. It's just like with freaking Hitman. You're like, this is not 47. What?
Yeah, but they brought it back.
That's
I mean,
good.
that's awesome that they listened to the audience because audience were just like, F you, bring us 47 back.
Only in
And
this case, Sam Fisher is no longer Sam Fisher. Hitman is still Hitman, but Sam Fisher, nope.
yes. Well, Hitman, although I really, really enjoy the game, and whoever craps all over the game that, oh, look at that, compared to Blood Money, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I'll agree with that Blood Money, you know, according to all the games of the previous, Blood Money is by far the best from all the previous games.
Instant drowning!
Hmm?
In Blood Money,
Instant
you
what?
could push people in a pool, shallow pool, and they'd like insta drown. Like,
Oh, yeah, instant down, yeah.
that's
No,
so
but,
ridiculous.
I mean, some guy was laughing about the AI, that the Absolution is really dumbed down game. Like, oh, you can be 5 years old.
Have you seen the bloody AI of Blood Money? That AI is dumb as
I,
all
I,
hell.
I was just, you know what? When I read that comment, I was just like, wait a minute. I think that I saw a video on YouTube. You remember that the mission when there's like a heaven and hell clubs?
Oh yeah, you told me about that.
Right. So I saw a guy spinning around that assassin that is the singer in that heaven club,
Mhm.
spinning around her in the freaking elevator while she spotted him, right? And she cannot find him. She just like, huh? Did I hear something? But there is tons of stealth in Hitman, the new one, even though it's different a little bit than the old ones, and
know,
it's definitely much
What I
harder than
enjoy
any.
is actually, at first it kind of put me off, but what I enjoy by now is how fast they recognize that you're new. Because think about it, in the first mission already, those people are supposed to be trained security who know each other in and out. They are supposed to immediately notice if something is off. And
Yeah,
if I was working in that kind of business and I looked at somebody I didn't know, I'd be like, "Wait a second, do I know you?" And I
exactly.
wouldn't just be like, "Oh well, whatever." I'd be like, "Wait." And those people, they freaking detect you immediately, and it's realistic.
Right, and people complain about
Yeah.
it. Oh, look at that! You got I don't know, a security guard suit, so now all the security guard knows. Of course, they on the same freaking shift. They didn't see you sign up on the shift. Who the hell are you? So of course they'll spot you, you know. And you know what? When you take the chef's clothing, the head of security just like, what the hell? A new chef's assistant? Make sure to register with me when you're done or whatever, right?
Yep.
So obviously he doesn't know who the chefs work with, so he sees a new face and he's still suspicious of you, but not enough to spot you,
Mhm.
which is good,
Yep.
you know. And you didn't have that in other Hitman games, except when you did Hitman Silent Assassin, the game Silent Assassin with the Japanese. That was freaking annoying. You cannot avoid detection with Japanese. If they'll see you once, there's like, I never saw this guy, right? And everyone reacts like that, but with the Japanese, they'll just chase you. They'll try to talk to you, and when they talk to you and you don't reply, they just pull out their guns and start shooting at you. You cannot avoid that, which is annoying. Like any other one in that game you could avoid except for the Japanese, which was
The
kind of annoying.
Japanese
But
are
what?
crazy anyway, no offense, but they are like insane when it comes to honor and security and everything. And
Yeah, but how the hell can they even suspect you when you're wearing mask all over your
well,
face?
I don't know, maybe they have X-ray vision or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, the training of a samurai or whatever.
So, do you want to know what games I am looking forward to at the moment?
Yeah, not really, but go ahead, tell me.
Well, all right. Well, just screw you then.
Go on.
So, what am I looking forward to? Mainly three games at the moment, or four. Yeah, four actually. One of them on the consoles, God of War. The next one, God of War Extension, because I'm a huge God of War fanboy. So I definitely want to have the new one there.
Okay.
Next,
I never played any.
yeah, they are awesome. Next, let's see. Next, Bioshock Infinite.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be the best game ever. I still remember my days in the past with Bioshock 1 and 2, and it's one of the best games ever made. Just the atmosphere and the story bits, it's so amazing. And now it's an entirely new setting. I am looking forward to one thing in particular with Infinite. They announced a specific difficulty for it, like 1950 or 1975 or something like that it's called. It's supposed to be a throwback to old shooters where it's really kind of difficult. Like decisions you make matter, and you specialize in certain things, and you won't find all that much ammunition. It's
Okay.
a,
Like a
yeah,
hardcore game,
I'm
but
gonna
what
enjoy that.
if you die then? No, but the question is, if you die, will you be able to load, or
I'm
is the
pretty
game
sure
over?
you will be, but that will be a hardcore mode if not. But I'm pretty sure you will be able to load. It's just everything you make matters. Like if
Right.
you, for example, choose a machine gun over a pistol, you'll need to stick with that decision. And
Hmm.
you can't just throw yourself. Like there's one scene in one of the gameplay videos they showed where you walk up to like a huge place where somebody is about to get executed, and you have the
Hmm.
choice. Obviously, it influences the game, but you have the choice.
To save him or
Yep.
not?
And
Yeah.
if you save him, of course, you'll need to fight everyone who is currently watching. And you can just like on normal difficulty, I don't know, try it, and if you fail, oh, reload, try again. But on that
Yeah.
specific difficulty, you will only have so much ammunition, and you will need to clearly think over whether you want to do it or not. I like that kind of stuff.
Now I'm hyped all about that because I'm a sucker for choices, or that options that can change your entire game based on that. So I'm definitely a sucker for that.
The next game I'm looking forward to is The Last of Us for the PS3.
The Last of Us.
hmm It's set in a post-apocalyptic future, and the story basically revolves around two people, two main characters, a young girl and a guy, and both of them are pretty much survivors, trying to stay alive in a hostile world full of bandits and, as far as I've heard, even zombie-like creatures. And it looks extremely good, and it's realistic as all hell. Like if you watch videos of it, the way combat works, it's so freaking realistic. How you engage bandits and stuff like that, it's insane. I'm gonna show you a video of that eventually. It's amazing.
Yeah, just send me a link on.
It's from the makers of the Uncharted games, and Uncharted, those games are already
I'm
legends.
surprised that you're not waiting for Beyond.
Oh, I am waiting for Beyond actually, because I loved Heavy Rain. I'm really looking forward to Beyond.
You know what? If I would have like a PS3, I would probably get a hammer, punch the living crap out of it. Go ahead. My exclusive. Come on. This is. I mean, Fahrenheit. You know how much I loved Fahrenheit?
Yep.
That was like freaking awesome. It was twisted. It was like so much plot involved, you
It's
know.
not
And the plot
necessarily the best game in the world, but it was
Fahrenheit
alright.
is freaking awesome.
It's alright,
I mean-
but the plot towards the end just goes weird.
Yeah, that
weird.
is true. Yeah.
And it's kind of weak at the end, but the premise was good, and it basically laid the foundation for Heavy Rain.
Yeah, but I mean, if you compare, not compare, but they use the same in Heavy Rain, and probably will use it the same in Beyond. But I mean, the whole idea of right now I am the murderer, and now I am the guys that the police that chase the murderer. Who the hell I pick? You know, where the hell do I go? And I do want to be them, and I do want to be them, and you know that if you screw up with the murderer, then it's game over, and if you screw up with the cop, then it's game over. You know, so it's just like it contradicts itself, and it's engaging at the same time, and it's freaking awesome.
The thing that I love the most about Heavy Rain is the fact that you need to make decisions on the fly, like in the real world. And what I also love is that you need to stick with what you do. Like in Indigo Prophecy or just Fahrenheit, you still, if you fail certain things, it was immediately game over. But in Heavy Rain,
Yeah.
most things you do, even if your
You live with
character
it.
dies, yes, the game goes on. And I like that because in most games, when you get like a moral decision, you're just like freaking standing there for an hour debating every single advantage and disadvantage. But in that game, you like get presented with a choice, and you need to make that choice immediately, like in real life.
Mhm.
And then the game goes on, and I really like that about it. I'm looking forward to what they do with that kind of system and beyond. Well, in any case, the last game I'm looking forward to is Dead Space 3. And as
Dead Space 3.
you might be aware of, I once did a Let's Play of Dead Space 3. It is by now deleted because the quality wasn't good anymore, not good enough. I will Let's
You're
Play.
talking about the demo.
No, I'm talking about the entirety of Dead Space 1.
Oh,
I once did a Let's
I thought-
Play of Dead Space 1. But it
Yeah.
no longer exists because the quality is no longer, or was no longer, good. So I will redo it eventually, but that Let's Play does no longer exist. But I love the Dead Space franchise. Of course, we can see the obvious flaws of our modern generation, that the game is slowly and surely losing most of its horror aspects,
yeah.
more tending towards action survival and all that stuff.
I'm really disappointed from them about that.
Yeah, it's a shame, really, because the first Dead Space was actually scary. Isaac Clarke alone.
Don't tell me anything. I never played it. I want to play it.
What have you played that I can actually talk about? Jesus.
Vampire the Masquerade
Ah,
Bloodlines.
But yeah, Dead Space 1 is still one of the most amazing games of all time. The necromorphs, the monsters within the game, freaking remind me of John Carpenter's The Thing. They are the most gruesome things I've ever seen in any video game. That's about horror. And even though Dead Space 2 already drifted more towards action than horror, I still enjoyed it. It still has some genuinely creepy moments, atmosphere and all. And now we got Dead Space 3. And of course we have like co-op, you can roll out of the way, you can craft your own weapons. In a way, certain things make sense because the main character has already seen so much, he's just growing used to it. But at the same time...
He's like the expert or whatever.
Yeah, at the same time, being an expert is not necessarily scary. This time the game takes place on a huge frozen planet. And it's just, I don't know, it's something is missing. You know, the first game, it was a spaceship. And you had huge areas, empty and dead areas, like freaking massacre had occurred on the ship, and now you are examining it. It's all dead, silent, and the only company you have are those creatures. In the second game, you're already kind of prepared for that because you know the creatures. Only this time it's a city, but now it's a planet.
Well, it's not really the same creatures either, as far as I
Well, there are
know.
always new mutations here and there. Seriously, the only thing that still keeps me going is the story and the necromorphs themselves, because those monsters are just amazing, and I love the Dead Space universe. The characters, the story, it's such a deep freaking story. Everything that is going on, why it is happening, and blah blah blah, it's amazing. So I hope that they will at least be able to deliver on the story part. What I am worried about is is that they will take the fear-free approach. See, the Fear franchise was one of my most favorite franchises of all time. The story of Fear 1 and 2 was absolutely amazing. Then we get Fear 3, and what is it? Less story, but instead more action and co-op. And it is kind of what Dead Space 3 has become, right? Interestingly enough, both games are kind of the same. Dead Space 1 and Fear 1, intriguing story, scary atmosphere and setting. It's good, it's alright.
Agreed.
Dead Space 2 and Fear 2, a little bit less horror and more action, but still a kind of mysterious story and it keeps you going. Fear 3, co-op, more freaking action, bloody achievements and leveling up everywhere. And the horror that was there was cheap, it wasn't special, there was way too much action. And the story, oh my god, don't get me started. The freaking story of Fear 3 is why I eventually stopped my Let's Play of it, and I also deleted my Let's Plays of Fear 1 and 2, because it's such a disgrace. And now I am kind of afraid that the same is going to happen to Dead Space 3. Less story.
Then why are you so waiting for it then?
Well, because it's Dead Space. I am just kind of hoping it looks awesome. Fear 3 also looked awesome in the trailers, but when you actually play it, that is when you will find out, was it worth the wait or not. Because you don't know anything about the story until you finish the game. I was looking forward to Fear 3 because it looked awesome. Then I played through it in one day, mind you. It's that short. And at the end I was just like, what the fuck? What have they done? This game is awful. The story is full of holes and as basic as you can get. What the frick happened to the mysteries and everything of the past? The first game was one huge mindfuck until the very end, where everything was finally laid open and you were like, wow, damn. But the third game, everything is obvious from start to finish, and at the very end there are more mysteries than answers because nothing makes sense.
You know what? It's one of those games that goes into the same category that Diablo 3 went for me. And that category is, let it come out, I want to see what people think about it, and then I'll think about getting it. Before that, I'm not touching it.
Diablo 3 itself is fun on its own as a hack and slash, your first time. But the story is absolute crap and bullshit. If you have half a brain, you're like, what is going on? This doesn't make any sense. Why is this happening? Why? Are the characters that stupid?
I have a question for you. Have you ever played Path of Exile?
I have. I've played.
What do you think about that?
I've played most of the beta, and it's.
What do you think about it?
It's good. And why? Well, first of all, because the story is something they don't shove right into their faces. See, the thing is, the developers of Diablo 2, which are now the developers of Torchlight, they always said they wanted to have a story, but they didn't want to focus on the story. They didn't want to shove it into your face. They just wanted it to be there, and that's it.
Right.
Diablo 3, however, feels like they are shoving the story so much into your face, yet it makes no sense whatsoever. So why did they do it? I mean, within Torchlight 2, for example, the story is there. It is a little silly here and there, but it's basic enough and you can follow it. You don't pay too much attention to it and can still enjoy it.
Yeah, I never actually paid any attention to it.
Path of Exile has a story, and it's interesting to read the story bits, right? But at the end, it is still mostly a hack and slash. And it's fun, it's gruesome. It's what Diablo 3 should have been. Diablo 3 is so... I am still one of them people who complain that it is too cartoony. And that's a problem.
What, Torchlight?
No, Diablo 3. It's too cartoony. it looks nice. I'm not gonna deny that. The graphics look nice and fancy, but it is too cartoony for a Diablo game. And I mean, Path of Exile looks gruesome as all hell, and it's good. It creates a grim atmosphere, and it is supposed to create one because the game takes place on an island full of death and misery. It's good. The game is fun. It's fun slaying monsters. It's fun finding new items, and wanna know why? Because the items within Diablo 3 are not worth shit. They are as basic as you can get. Oh, more strength, more dexterity, more intelligence, whatever. But within Path of Exile, you have all the stuff that Diablo 2 had. It's like plus blah 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 to this, plus blah 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 to this, cast maybe Ice Nova with a chance of 30% if you get hit, and etc. So many little details and bonuses. Diablo 3 has none of that. They just narrowed it all down to the most basic stuff that the mainstream audience can identify with, because everything needs to be fucking mainstream today. Everything.
Here's something that maybe or maybe not will make you laugh, but I used to play WoW for World of Warcraft for over 6 years.
I played WoW for I think at least 5 years of my life, maybe 4.
And I personally I stopped a few good months before Cataclysm
Oh, you too?
was dead,
You too?
basically.
I did the same.
For me, and I'll try to keep it as short as I can. Vanilla was by far wow. You know, it was new. It was a very good experience. Everyone were noobs, and it was a learning experience basically, which was awesome. And then Burning Crusade came out, which was an amazing expansion. It was a direct, continuation to what just happened, and in vanilla. And then Wrath of the Lich King came out, and it started to go downhills. And in Cataclysm, they promised many, many promises that 99.9% of them weren't kept. And, I was all hyped up, and I'm just like, we're going back to the, Burning Crusade times, whatever, which was my most favorite fun times, except for Vanilla's. It's all combined into one pack. And Cataclysm was crap. It ended up for me that for about a year, not a year, but about 6 months, all I would do was log in for an hour or two, or maximum 3, be on my warrior, do some dungeons, or be on my rogue ganking someone. That's it. And that's when there was nothing basically, and I stopped. When my subscription ran out, I was just like, I'm not gonna renew it. I don't care. Screw it. And that's it.
Let me try to summarize my experience real quick, and after that we should probably call it a day.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so what is my WoW experience basic? I came into WoW when Burning Crusade was already out, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't start with the vanilla experience, because back then I simply didn't yet know enough about PCs.
Right.
And I was still in school. I was busy. I mean, I was also, I stopped playing WoW while I was still in school as well. But back then I simply had other priorities, and I couldn't just afford to play MMOs all the time. So eventually I got into WoW simply because most of my friends were playing it as well.
Mm-hmm.
And it was, of course, lots of fun at the beginning. Like, freaking, I didn't buy the Burning Crusade right away, even though it was already out. I just began with normal WoW. And it was amazing, to say the least. I had so much freaking fun with it, like questing, meeting new people, doing all that stuff. I loved the Warcraft universe. I had played all the Warcraft games. I loved the story behind it all, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to see how it continues in an online game. My first character was a dwarven warrior who became a tank, and believe it or not, that was my only Warcraft character ever. I also tested out plenty of other classes, but I never played them beyond level 20. I only ever focused on my dwarf. So I played I played for a long time, and eventually I bought the Burning Crusade. And what can I say? The Burning Crusade was amazing. The environments, amazing. The freaking mushroom forest, I loved it. I loved the mushroom forest so much. All the places, the instances, or whatever they're called, the dungeons, and blah.
Yep.
One problem was I never really got into a guild. Like, I never got to experience, like, the metagame or whatever it's called. I only ever, like, went into dungeons with random groups.
Oh, you mean the end game?
Yeah, like at the end game, you're supposed to be in a guild, you're supposed to raid. But I never got the chance to raid all that much because I was never in a guild and I didn't want to play with random people.
Yeah, but that's a guild
Yeah, I
basically.
know, but
Just a bunch of random people.
yeah, but with a guild, you grow used to them. What I mean is like, say, hey, you raid. I don't know any of you, but can you let me join for this, whatever? But anyway,
Well, it doesn't really work like that, but
I know.
okay.
Well, sometimes people would like apply, like if there was a raid in motion and there were still empty spaces, people would be like, hey, can you let me join? I wanna raid with you. That's possible.
Hmm.
But I only ever belonged to two guilds in all of my life, and I left both of them eventually. But yeah, I played the Burning Crusade for a long time. It is an amazing expansion, even though I never got to see most of it. Um, but even though, like, even Blizzard admits that Burning Crusade was a little rushed because it was supposed to be all about Illidan, but in the end they didn't do anything with Illidan other than have him as the final boss of the Black Temple. But still,
Well, then you kind of missed it then,
not really. I mean, I
because
read it online. Blizzard openly admits that they rushed the Burning Crusade and weren't able to implement Illidan at all as much as they wanted to.
they did rush him, but they what they did, what the good thing that they did was they prepared a huge long chain quest that leads you to Illidan, yeah, which was awesome, which was really really entertaining. You go into dungeons to get into a raid, and then when you get to that raid, you need to get like items from the last bosses that are keys for the next raid gear, tier, whatever. And you go up, go up, go up until you get to the Black Temple, and Black Temple is, Illidan is at the end of it.
I don't
The
think
the
I
pro
ever did any of the raids within Burning Crusade.
Well, the problem that Blizzard is admitting and what the forums are crying about is after that huge, awesome, epic chain quest, and do consider it's epic because it was freaking amazing. You go to Illidan, you fight Illidan, Illidan dies. The huntress that runs after him, Maiev, I think her name was.
Yeah,
Uh,
Maeve or
she
something like
says,
that.
yeah, she says something idiotic. She's disappeared. Illidan is dead. That's it.
And suddenly we have Kel'Thuzad and suddenly freaking Kil'jaeden appears out of nowhere.
Yeah, Jaden appears from out of nowhere, and the prince of the blood elves is changing sides. Is not side with Illidan anymore. He's side with Jaden. Just like what? I mean, it's not Jaden at the cover of the box that you're selling. It is Illidan. So yeah, I don't know. I don't get it, and whatever. But from what I hear from the BlizzCons and rumors, they planning to bring Illidan back.
Oh, really?
So he's not really he hasn't really died. He's like whatever.
So basically, this let me try to summarize the final moments of my experience. Eventually, Wrath of the Lich King came out, and between Burning Crusade and Lich King, I took a long break from WoW because I didn't feel like paying for it anymore. I didn't feel like playing.
Mm-hmm.
So then Wrath of the Lich King came out and I bought it like almost on day one. And guess what? I loved it. I loved it a lot more than Burning Crusade. I loved the environments. I loved the new places. I loved it because the Lich King is actually what kind of got me into WoW. Because Warcraft 3, the story of the Lich King amazed me so much.
Really?
And I loved the story around the Prince Arthas, how he became evil, and I wanted to know how his story continued after the Frozen Throne. So then we finally get Wrath of the Lich King, and it was an amazing expansion to me. I played all the places, got lots and lots of mounts, played with people, played with friends, got into a new guild, got all the way, quested myself all the way to freaking the Ice Crown Citadel.
Ice
Yep.
Crown.
I went to like the Neo kind of next Ramos. I went into Ulduar a little bit. I never went into the Ice Crown Citadel itself, because I wasn't just not good enough. I didn't want to quest that much, right? I didn't have time to raid. Like, my people, they would raid freaking all week or every weekend, but I didn't have time to do that.
Yeah.
I could only raid so much. And I would always be busy just like farming for reputation and gold and blah, blah, blah. They would raid Ice Crown Citadel. And I fly around, I'd mine for like ore and stuff. I'd try to get good mounts. I enjoyed the scenery. I enjoyed it all. I would go into heroic dungeons with my people. But eventually, I just didn't have time anymore again. Like, I didn't have time to play, school and everything was keeping me busy and blah. I couldn't do anything anymore. Eventually, I just disappeared. I came back every now and then, but couldn't fully return anymore. And then Cataclysm was announced, and by that moment in time, I didn't really feel like going back anymore. I looked at Cataclysm here and there, but it didn't really impress me nearly as much as North End. Not nearly as much.
Yeah.
And as we all know, it was probably the worst expansion ever. The final battle looks nice against Deathwing, but it's so fast, so out of nowhere, so rushed, right? The battle itself is kind of stupid because you'd think that freaking Deathwing would be able to do a whole lot more than just be trapped inside a whirlpool, turning into a tentacle monster. And it ends so much, and it ends with a stupid ending, like the dragon aspects giving up their powers. It creates so many plot holes. Then Mists of Pandaria came, and even though people say it's much better than Next Ramus, by then I already got out of WoW, and I don't feel like returning.
I'm not gonna return there, personally.
I wanted to play Guild Wars 2 for some time already, because it looks like it has all the stuff that I hated about WoW. I mean,
It
other way
does.
around. I mean,
Yeah, it has all the benefits that you don't
yeah, you can like.
dislike in
I
WoW.
always just wanted to like move about freely while fighting. I don't just want to stand still and press buttons.
From my experience, and I play Guild Wars 2, it's a very, very challenging game.
Sadly, I so far didn't have the money to afford it. There have like been no price drops whatsoever.
Yeah, they didn't really have any.
I
But
hope eventually.
if you'll have a chance, definitely go for it. One of the biggest things that I really loved in Guild Wars 2 that you don't have in WoW or in almost any MMO, you don't need to go to a quest giver, take a quest, go do the quest, and then run the whole way back to the quest
Oh
giver
boy.
again. There's nothing like that. Nothing. There's like the quest givers are in somewhere in the map. There are plenty of them. If you're in their area, the game picks it up automatically and it's in your quest log. If you want to be part of that quest, that everyone can be part of that quest. You don't even need to be in a group with anyone. You just everyone contributes, and whoever contributes get like rewarded accordingly, right? So you're done with that quest, you don't even need to go back to deliver it. It's done, it's completed the little bar that fills up, whatever. That's it, mission done. Keep on running, if you don't want to do that quest, you just keep on running, you don't have to, and it gives you so much freedom. It doesn't bind you to anything, and it's just great. I really enjoy it. And crafting mechanics is really crazy. And
I suppose the number one reason why I stopped caring about WoW was simply because I got into WoW in the first place because of the Lich King. I loved that character. I loved the story behind Arthas, how he became evil and all that, and I wanted to see how it would eventually end. So then you have Wrath of the Lich King, and at the very end of it all, what do you know? You kill him, and he was gone, and suddenly I felt like, well, that's it, it's done.
Well, he was a bad guy. What do you want?
He wasn't just a bad guy. I mean, maybe you don't understand what I mean. I liked the Lich King. I liked him both when he was good, I mean, when he was still Arthas, and I liked him when he was evil.
Yeah.
And I played WoW mainly for him, because I wanted to see if he ever gets brought down from his throne. And then you kill him, and I'm like, well, this chapter of WoW is over. I'm done here, and there's nothing else I need to do. And after the Lich King, because he was gone, I lost interest. I was like, Deathwing? Yeah, he's part of the big backstory of WoW, Sargeras and everything and blah. But that's like not what I grew up with. I grew up with the Lich King. Lich King is gone. I really don't feel like playing anymore. I will admit though that
Yeah.
I love the underwater area of like I played the like trial
yeah.
version of Cataclysm, and the underwater area was freaking amazing.
It was really good.
But other than
Really
that,
good. The combat was crap, but the scenery was amazing.
yeah, freaking diving
The
to the
scenery was-
depths of the ocean. I remember there was one thing that always freaked me out. Like, of course, there was like an edge to the ocean areas, right? And if you would move past that edge, you would start to insta drown.
Well, not instant drown, but you get
Your bar would like suddenly deplete as fast as all hell.
you get tired or something, whatever
But
it's called.
yeah, one thing that always freaked me out at one part of the like area Like, you could see into the distance, and there was nothing there, because the map is over, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you could see something down there in the distance that looked like a huge animal skull.
Mm-hmm.
And I was always, like, looking at that. I was like, it's like between the two ocean areas. It's like between the area or at the very edge of the area where there's like the huge whirlpool at the bottom that leads into a dungeon.
Mm-hmm.
And into the distance, into that endless, infinite amount of blue, I could always see at the bottom like a weird like skull with a light in the distance, and I'd always be freaked out because I'm like, what the hell is down there? Like the bottom of the ocean scares me because you don't know what the frick is lurking about down there. And I was like, what is that? So I'd always try to move closer, and the closer you'd get, the more the screen would turn dark, and I'd just be like, I can almost see what is that. And of course, just before you reach it, suddenly the bar kicks in and you start to tire. You're about to drown. I'm like, no,
Yeah.
let me see. God damn it, what is that? It freaks me out so much. I never got the chance to fully see it, but it stuck in my head until this day, up to this day. It's crazy.
Well, I don't know if you know JC Cox.
I do.
Right.
I watch his and Total. I mean, I watch Total Biscuit all the time, and I do watch his Terraria
Terraria.
every
Yeah.
now and then.
So he tries to be in every BlizzCon, right?
Mhm.
Because he's a voice actor, he's a big lore fan, and he used to be part of a big lore radio
Mhm.
in about WoW and whatnot. And he's so well knowledgeable about the lore. There's one dungeon in Wrath of the Lich King when you go to those troll areas, yeah.
Yeah.
In one of those dungeons, there's like a huge tail of a snake, yeah.
Hmm.
And he brought a picture. He actually made a print screen and he printed it, and he brought it to a BlizzCon. And he asked the developers and Chris Menson, his name is whatever.
I'm not sure.
He asked them, who the hell is that creature? What is that? According to the lore, there is no such creature, and if there is, what is it? And he was just like, I don't know what you're talking about. So he showed him the picture, and he just like, I don't know. So there's that tail of a snake or whatever, a huge tail of a snake, like it really huge, right?
Jesus.
And nobody knows who that is. And they said that sometimes the developers of the art, whatever, right? The art designers, they sometimes add cool stuff into the game, but adding a huge tail of a snake, without saying anything, it's just like a little bit dodgy, if you know what I'm saying, yeah? Yeah, I don't know.
I
But
understand. Well, stuff happens.
yeah, stuff always happens.
So what can I say? To kind of close this out, if that's how you say it, as the finale. Good sir Matnik, thank you very much for having me today within your humble FailPod.
Thank you for being on the FailPod. Thank you for joining, and
It was an honor. It was definitely not an honor to
was
to
an
screw up my sentences so much. Yeah, it was an honor to be part of the fail, but it was not an honor to be the fail.
You're never the fail, mate. You're always part of it. I'm the fail. Don't take that away from me. It's the only job I have.
It's just what I mentioned already. I am used to making professional stuff, and I am unpleased, non-satisfied, whatever the frick.
So
Yeah, we could have talked about politics, about the global situation. We could have talked about where video games are headed and all, but nope. Instead, we talked about all kinds of stuff that didn't make any sense whatsoever.
we did talk about like Splinter Cell. What quotation? That is in quotation. Splinter Cell.
Without structure, though. It's like, what do we talk about? And like in the description, it's like, this time Splinter Cell, this time Hitman, this time the games, random games, more random games. Wow, what the frick?
You know what that means? That I'm gonna have tons of editing to do.
But hey, guess what? Right on time in 3, 2, 1. And my drink is done.
Yay!
Hooray! Happy New Year, everybody. Happy...
Have you seen my teapot? This is my teapot. This is freaking
I've seen it
teapot.
before. I also have like something similar sitting right here on my shelf. It's a cup that my fiance gave me once. It's smaller, but it's like from Burton's Nightmare, A Nightmare Before Christmas.
Mhm.
It's like a skull cup. It's like a huge skull with a black thingy where you hold it, and it's awesome. In any case, as I said already, thank you for having me. It was delightful to sacrifice 2 hours of my precious life to fail.
3.
But
Um,
whatever. Yeah, that's actually true, counting the one we didn't record. It was delightful to waste time I could have spent on recording more XCOM or horror in general. But instead, I wasted them on you, good sir, and I hope that you are proud of it, you little fucking son of a
Actually, I'll be
bloody
honest, I don't care.
something bastard, freaking goit.
No Fs have been given in this podcast.
Oh well.
Thank you for the live streamers that join us, and
Thanks to all the 0 people who watched this live stream. We appreciate your presence. Nah, just kidding. Thanks to all.
Sap was here.
Thanks to all the 1 people.
Yeah, thanks to all the 1 people and the 1 people that never talked.
Yeah, special thanks to Mr. Savas for actually typing something into the chat. You're awesome.
Yep.
And well, yeah, that's pretty much it. The FailPod, 2013, 16.
The first FailPod in 2013.
16th of January. Alright, time to make some advertisement. Ladies and gentlemen, come to my Nah, I'm not gonna do it.
Don't go to his channel because the channel is not in the description and there is no annotation on this video. So yeah.
No, not at all. Just a word of advice. My channel is known as the slow-paced one. I am known as the slow-paced Let's Player, so if you are not a fan of standing still, people who talk a lot and lots of freaking story and blah 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 blah, then you should probably not come because you will be disappointed.
Yes.
If you, however, want to watch somebody play games rather slow, without rushing, without just playing the game for the sake of playing a game, that's boring. If you want to have more emotional experiences and, I don't know, watch horror without immature screaming, "Oh my god, what is this? Ah, Jesus Christ!" If you want to hear some constructive feedback and thoughts and all that good stuff, feel free.
Are you laughing at me?
No, I am talking about them so-called famous YouTubers who play horror but just scream all the time.
Right.
If you want to see,
they shall be not named.
Whatever. I don't hate all of them. I just don't appreciate everything they put out. But yeah, long story short, it was a pleasure. It was a pleasure. Yes, indeed it was.
Okay.
Very well then. One final time, ladies and gentlemen, I am pretty sure this is normally his job, but whatever, I'm taking over. Thank you all for watching the FailPod of 2013. As far as I've heard from him, the first FailPod of 2013. Hope you enjoyed. Hope we didn't waste too much of your precious time. And if you watch this entire thing, if you enjoyed this entire bloody thing, this waste of time from start to finish, congrats. Have a freaking truck of cookies and I don't know, other stuff that you will never see because it's getting awkward.
Kudos to you guys. Kudos to you. Thank you.
And you should trust our opinions.
Yes. Never listen to Madneck. He's always right.
I don't know why I said that like that. I just felt like it.
I don't know. I always give 2 statements to my audience. Either always listen to Madneck, he's always wrong, or never listen to Madneck, he's always right.
That makes so much sense. I like it.
Thank you. But yeah, thank you once again for joining, and you were awesome.
Yes, indeed. Anybody who watched this, whether you liked it or not, still thank you for watching. Thank you for spending some of your precious time on us. We shall always remember, always appreciate, and never forget.
Now that we've been saying thank you and goodbye for the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, we need to show them that we mean it.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Okay.